back, you beautiful people. We are Gemma and Campbell, and this week we have picked up our dinky little camper as we get ready to tour one of America's most beautiful road trips.
Forget the wheels on the wrong side.
As our epic USA road trip continues, we head back to Vanlife to explore the western coastline and hit up one of the most scenic drives in all of America, Highway 1 in California. Join us as we explore the best sights and activities all along the route as we tour the best of the Sunshine State, from its stunning coastal views to its mind-blowing national parks. If you're new around here and want to see more of our USA road trip, then hit subscribe and join the gang. But for now, let's check back in as we pick up our new home on wheels.
And there she is.
How exciting! I was so excited to be back to Vanlife, are you?
Yes, definitely.
Yes, we're picking up this, it's a Cougar, I believe. It's like a Chevrolet, and we're picking her up for 2 weeks. Going to be driving from here across to the west coast and then shooting north up to San Francisco. 2 weeks, we've got this baby.
Woohoo! We have just picked up this beautiful little van. I'm so excited for our road trip, guys. It's really kind of getting into the side of the US that, like, I'm just so excited to see, like, all the kind of nature. It's going to be a good couple of weeks.
Noisy. And so the journey begins. Just over 3 hours to get to Los Angeles. We're going to try and get all the way there tonight. And what does this mean, babe? This means that we're going to be ticking off our fifth?
I've lost count already.
Fifth. So we've got New York, Arizona, Utah, very briefly, Nevada, and now California.
Woo!
10% of America, tick,
Very briefly.
in 2 weeks. Woo! But look, apparently we're at 2,700 feet just now. And we're going to be driving up to 6,000 feet just to get to California. I had no idea that between Nevada and California was so mountainous. But like, this is what we're about to drive up and over. Like, this is just crazy. And we're also told on Google Maps that we need to actually stock up on provisions, because apparently above 6,000 feet there's actually snowstorm warnings.
Yeah, we're going to want to find a Walmart anyway, but it just like blows my mind because it's 20 degrees in Los Angeles. But to get there, we're going to go through snow. So yeah, I think the plan is to drive for a bit, hit up a Walmart, hopefully make it through without any issues in the mountains and get to Los Angeles.
California, California, here we come. So good morning everyone. This was our campsite last night, just off of the highway that leads between Las Vegas and Los Angeles. We kind of pulled in like proper late, about 11 PM, and just thought, let's just park up here. There's a big open space, not that many people around, and it was actually quite quiet compared to what we were experiencing over in Las Vegas. There was actually a thing called the Bureau of Land Management. It's like a camping site just over there. It was on Park for Night. I thought we'll go and check it out, but being Saturday night, it was literally like a festival. There was people riding like dune buggies around, there was people open with fires, like every single van had a big gathering outside of it. And this was at 11 PM. We'd just driven all day and we were exhausted, so we're like, nah, let's just leave that, we'll come park up here instead. And it's been pretty peaceful. There's a motorway, like literally right there, but you can barely hear it once you're actually inside the van. And this is our cozy house.
Sorry, I'm just
Sleeping Beauty.
uploading Instagram stories.
How did you sleep?
Actually, well, once I got to sleep it was fine. Yeah, I realised that it is actually quite cold at night in the desert, so I had to like actually get into my sleeping bag, whereas at first I was just kind of using it as like a duvet because I was like, oh, this is, like, I'm not used to like restricted in a sleeping bag, but it was cold.
Quite good though. So they gave us 2 sleeping bags.
Oh, they are so warm.
I think you'd be able to survive a Scottish winter in them. They're like the thickest sleeping bags I've ever seen in my life. So it's very, very toasty. And we're going to give you a full tour after we get kind of settled in and wake up a little bit. Just had to boil my coffee in a pot because there's no kettle in the van. We make do. But apart from that, it's been a pretty comfortable first night. We began the final leg of our journey up and over the Californian mountains, soaking up the stunning views along the way, all the while ready to begin our coastal road trip adventure.
There we go, we're coming up to the seafront. first sign of the sea. Clouds have all rolled in, so it seems that we have brought the weather with us, as usual.
Yeah, so this is where we parked up. I read on Park for Night you can actually come and spend the night here. There's no sign saying that there's no overnight parking. The beach is literally right there as well, and there's a toilet block with apparently free showers. We're gonna go a little wander down, check out the toilet block and see if the showers are cold. I have my suspicions they're not gonna be warm, but it's still maybe just nice to freshen up a little bit, because the one thing about having this dinky little van instead of Ellie is the lack of shower and toilet. Come on. Alright, your turn.
Oh, okay, that's cool. But you have to hold it the whole time. Oh,
That's what I mean. Here you go.
That was actually very refreshing.
I mean, come on. When you've got a view from your shower like that, how can you say no to it?
I feel good too. I feel good.
What a better way to end our first day back at the sea than a sunset over the ocean.
Can't beat it.
Cannot beat
Just
it.
can't beat it.
It is a stunning sunset tonight as well, guys. Right, should we sit down over there? The funny thing is, I just kind of realised that the first time that we ever went backpacking together in Australia, we rented a little Traveller's Autobarn campervan just like the one we've got just now, and we drove up the east coast of Australia for 2 weeks. I was driving along like yesterday and I proper got the same kind of excited vibes and just that feeling of anticipation of like endless possibilities that I was getting when we first did that campervan road trip.
And that was
10
years ago. Like, what? Did I actually think of that? I'm like, how?
I know.
How? But that was 10 years ago, guys, and that really sparked our love for van life, and it was that trip that made us go, right, okay, let's go back, finish our degrees, get some experience behind us, save up some money, and go out to Australia and actually buy our own van and live in it over there, which is exactly what we did. Like 2 years later, we went back to Australia and bought our own little Roxy the Highest. If you've been here since the days of Roxy, then fair play to you.
That was
You're
an
a real
episode.
OG.
But yeah, how
now,
time flies and how things have changed.
now
And
we've gone from like being in like a really basic van to having Ellie, which is like a mansion, being back to kind of basics. I actually really quite like it. Like I feel like when you're in places like this, like I feel like the USA is really similar to Australia in terms of like van life is actually really easy, and being in like a wee van like that, and it's like nice weather and it feels so far kind of exciting, doesn't it? You spend so much time outdoors, and
yeah, it means we can come down and watch sunset on the beach just like this.
I love
I'm
it.
just so excited for this road trip.
Me too.
It's proper good.
Welcome to our cosy little home on wheels. Come on in, let me show you what's in here. So we've got this lovely little kitchen area, and as you can see, we've actually got a high roof bit here, which is perfect because we can actually stand up and cook in the van. Up here we have so much storage, lots of prep area for cooking, which is good. We've got plenty of space here. We have gone for the option where you get your cooking utensils, so we've got pots and pans, mugs, cups, everything that we could need in there. Over here we've got a small hob, 2 rings, microwave and a fridge. Now the fridge looks small, but trust me, it's actually squeezing in a lot of the food that we have bought, so that's handy. Over here we've got some little charging ports, and there's also more charging ports here that will only work if we're plugged into 230 volts at a campsite. We opted for the winter pack, which gives us this little jackety. It also gives us a heated blanket, which has been nice if we're sitting outside at night. 2 big long seats, plenty of room for lounging on. Underneath these seats, let me just show you how much storage we've got. Buckets! Now these seats actually fold out into a double bed. We've got cushions, really cosy sleeping bags, and we actually worked out that we can zip them together as well, which gives us even extra body heat, and it's just so cosy in there. And then down here our back door is open, which is lovely because if you've seen all those typical van life photos, in LA we don't have that luxury, so it's quite nice to have that. We can open it out onto the beach.
I would say I completely agree with Gemma. Like I thought I would struggle a lot more in such a small space, but when we're trying to tidy up the bed or do some cooking or whatever, one of us just goes and enjoys the scenery and the other person sits in the van and actually does all that stuff because it's dry outside, so it's not actually a big deal having to go outside. One thing that I'm struggling with is just the lack of a toilet and a shower. I think if we were to do full time in a van this size, we would definitely need to get one of those little portable compost toilets, and then it means that you don't need to actually go hunting for truck stops or McDonald's or whatever, because it's not actually been as easy to find it in America so far I think mainly because we've been touring around the big cities. Maybe once we get out into the sticks or up on the coastline, then it'll be a lot easier to actually find kind of truck stops and toilets. But apart from that, it's not been an issue whatsoever. I'm just embracing the no showering life. Going back from being a motorhome snob to being a van lifer and not showering every single day. And I'm loving it. That's it. First morning on the coast and we've already spotted dolphins.
Oh, honestly, funnily enough, I thought it was people swimming. Oh, this is so exciting. So we're heading out with Everyday California on a kayaking tour. We're really hoping we're going to see some more wildlife out there. Really, really warm weather. Honestly, we stood in there debating for about 10 minutes whether we were going to wear a wetsuit or just go in our bathers. We've kind of gone for the halfway and just gone for the vest. But apparently the water and everything out there is really lovely. So I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to have a really good time.
Oh, there's already some dolphins like way off in the distance. Woo! Oh, woo! Kayaking in San Diego! Alright, so when we're out in the water today, said we're keeping our eyes peeled for dolphins, for sea lions, and then there's like kelp underwater, and Gemma read online there's actually stingrays sometimes kicking about in the bay as well. And leopard sharks was the other thing said. Down on the sea floor there might be sleeping leopard sharks. Many of them. That was insane. Literally 10 minutes into the paddle and we're just surrounded. There's another one right there.
2, 3.
Oh my god, they're everywhere.
There's about 10 of them.
Surrounded by leopard shark. And a stingray. Right there. Oh, and there's a sea lion just over there. Oh, it's so cute. That is so cute. That was honestly so much fun. So much fun. If that is how much wildlife we're going to see around the coastline of California, like we are going to be in for a good trip the next 2 weeks. Swell coming in now. Get back, get back.
Right on. Hey, you guys got more of a sense than most people are going to get today. That was good.
Wow, well done.
High five.
Woohoo!
Good job. I absolutely smashed Gemma with my paddle just there.
Oh no, I actually feel like I hurt my ankle more.
Oh
I landed on it. You hit me with a paddle, it was fine.
As our journey continued north, the coastal views became more and more spectacular. We found ourselves driving through the sites that we had previously only dreamt of visiting, from the famous Hollywood sign and walk to the quaint coastal views of Malibu and beyond. We still couldn't quite believe that we were actually here, driving the famous Highway 1 in California and living our van life bucket list road trip. A road trip that from here would only get better and better.
So this is Highway 1, which we're going to be following all the way from here up to San Francisco. I believe it just literally goes up the western coastline of California. And from what I'm seeing so far, it looks as if it is literally just coastal views the entire way. It is one thing we said when we were telling people that we were road tripping this part of California. They were saying you need to jump on Highway 1 and just follow that all the way along because it is just beautiful. And I can already see why. It's stunning along here.
Wow, wow, wow.
Right. Oh, what's that? Dear.
Why is you beeping?
No idea.
Oh.
Alright.
Here we go. Campground full, it says.
You're joking.
That.
Hi there, how you doing? I just saw the sign campground full. Is that still the case or is there any?
Let me see if anybody canceled for you.
Thank you. Oh, fantastic.
Awesome.
That's lucky. Okay, so it's $35 for one night and it seems expensive, but there is actually toilets He said that there's a place further along the road where they would just let you in to use the showers.
That's at the Sycamore Canyon camping site.
And you get your own like little private space here, basically, with like...
Look at that.
You get your own little private space with like a bench and your own view of the sea, so you do get a lot of space for that $35. It is quite, I guess that's what the joys of it being regulated are.
I think the other good thing is, although that is a pretty steep price for like a portaloo and a view, I guess, but it does actually say that an annual pass is $195. So see, if you are spending more time, you're able to like go to these state parks often, then $195 is really, really reasonable for an annual pass, and I'm guessing that just gives you like unlimited entry.
Oh, that's cute. They're away on a honeymoon.
Oh!
And then no one want to send them some money for their honeymoon. Then you go.
That is so cute. And do you know what I've been doing whilst I've been driving?
What have you been doing, babe?
I've been creating a massive wedding list spreadsheet to-do list. It is detailed down to the bone. There's going to be so much more to add to it. It's making me realise that it's only like 5 months away, and all of a sudden I'm like, how are we going to have the time to get it all done? This year's going to be busy. You're going to be a husband. How do you feel about that?
Very lucky. So every other night when we've been camping, it seems like we're always sloped to one side. I don't know what it is about American roads, but they always build them, I guess, for like flash flooding or something, and every pavement or road is always like... So looking at the van just parked over there, he's put rocks under his wheels. Figured why not try and do the same. Here we go. Look what I've got for you. We've got some homemade bruschetta with a view of the sea. We found these, like, I tell you, it's expensive, but the American grocery stores are just incredible. They had these like loaf of pre-made garlic bread. I just like pan-fried one of them. Got some pico de gallo, which is like a tomato salsa, also pre-made. And a big tub of feta. It's also pre-crumbled. I know, everything's convenience, but it's like healthy convenient food. So it's like, yeah, I don't mind paying a little bit more for it.
Oh!
That good?
That is so tasty. Not your classic tomato and mozzarella, but it is our good version.
Greek-Italian fusion. And that is a setup because we got the Jackery with our camper van. And what's this, a heated blanket?
Oh, it's necessary. Oh, honestly guys, the clouds have just come in. It feels like I'm like up a mountain. You know that like really kind of wet, cold, freezing cold air? That is what it feels like right now. It's really chilly, so this is very much needed.
Yep guys, so we've got our heated blanket and our first sunset on Highway 1. And I guess this is the best time to just kind of sign this first video of our California road trip off. From here on, we're just going to be cruising up Highway 1, like I said, and we've already been planning what we're going to be doing next week, and I'm very excited for it. We've got some wine country we need to explore. Apparently there's elephant seals on the coastline we're going to go and check out. And then next stop is San Francisco as we head north, before we head inland and go and check out some of the national parks. So if you just want to see that venture, guys, make sure you hit subscribe, join the gang, and we'll see you again in the next one.
See ya! Thanks for watching!